guys. The new Chevrolet Trax here. Good afternoon, kamusta? Salamat,
This is
salamat.
Sir JM from Chevy Philippines. He delivered the car, so maraming salamat sa kanya.
Hey guys.
Hello, hello.
So good afternoon, guys. What we have here up for review is the 2018-2019 Chevrolet Trax. This is the LT version, meaning it is the highest variant in its class. This is around 1.2 to 1.5 million as its SRP. And this was delivered to us by Chevy Philippines, so we'd like to thank them so much for that. And let's see what this car has in store for us. Started off, this is Chevrolet's Philippines crossover or baby SUV model. This is what they had lined up for that. This one is a 1.4 liter variant. This one is 138 horses and can hold up to 5 passengers. And the truth is, it's a very comfortable and a very quick car. So let's just go over these features in a little bit. So upon seeing the car, you're automatically greeted with projector headlamps, DRL'S, daytime running lights, stock fog lamps, and this bumper actually that extends all the way down here, so there's a bit of protection here as a sort of underguard. I think this is one of the best features exterior-wise. As for the wheel and tire setup of the car, they come with factory 18s, they also come with FALKEN tires and disc brakes all around. I actually did not notice that they were 18s from the first time I was looking at them. Staring at them now, actually, I'm really glad that they did cheap out by putting 16s with thick tires or 17s with thick tires. They really stood by its price by providing 18s. As for its size, it doesn't look any bigger than your usual RAV4, your usual VITARA. But it does look well, we've had the TRAILBLAZER before. This seems like the mini version of it is how I would best describe it. There's enough space in the back for a couple of people, and there's enough space for the driver and the passenger seat to be comfortable. So overall, I think it's a perfectly sized car, perfect for a person who's just starting out with a family, who has a baby, maybe 2 children. And I've driven this car maybe around the city a couple of times, and to be honest, it's very comfortable. The acceleration is really quick, and speed picks up pretty fast as well. So as for the body size, other than being the competitor of, let's say, the RAV4s and the VITARAs, I would say that if you had a little money, I would rather choose this over the Sonic, because the Sonic is really tiny. Nasa Wigo class na siya. And this is a baby Trailblazer. I do actually love the black touches here. It's very Chevy. The trim that we've been seeing on some of the Ford Rangers and the Raptors right now. I like the whole two-tone color and how this acts like an over fender in a way. And as for the rear of the Trax, it actually looks a little simple. And as for the rear of the car, it's okay, it's pretty simple. Nothing too special about it. I do like how this fender or like rear sort of bumper acts and goes all the way here. I like how that's still two-tone. I don't know if it comes with rear fog lamps. Yeah, nothing too special here, although it does kind of resemble an X-Trail in my opinion, the newer X-Trails. Don't let it fool you, there is enough trunk space here to fit a lot. It seems a little bit tiny, but there's enough space here to put out maybe 2 or 3 maletas na magkapatong, maybe a few duffel bags, a jack. There is enough space here to go around. And if you go down here, this is where the spare tire is, along with the tools. Trax doesn't seem like, parang hindi siya pinilit ng Chevy. Kumbaga, they utilized any spaces, freedom to what you would like to put in there. So for example, dito, there's just empty like areas here where you could hide your stuff, maybe mga panglinis or something, maybe car shampoo. And this, I believe, is another compartment. If you want to hide a couple of things, if you want to keep things in private, you have all the space to do it for. The trunk also comes with a sort of a cover, a top cover right here, where you could just simply put your stuff para hindi sila mahulog sa likod. Pwede ka magpatong ng whether it's food, pillows for the long road trip, and whatever it might be for your convenience. They do come with automatic folding side mirrors, although you do have to press them, but they are automatic, so you could keep them closed or open. That really depends on you. So as you unlock the Trax, it automatically activates your hazards, your projector headlamps, and your DRL'S. Very nice looking car, especially at night. Imagine you're in a parking lot and it turns on, and then you see these lights staring at you. So I believe it's a really cool feature. I'm not sure if other Chevys do have them. I think our 2014 Trailblazer did not. Okay, so as for the interior of the Chevy, it does come with SMARTKEY. So SMARTKEY means that if you come near to the car, you can simply press these buttons and it will either lock or unlock. It does come with a step sill here that says Chevrolet. The cabin is pretty simple, although I really like how it does come with a head unit. I like the steering wheel and all leather setup of the car. So once you enter the interior of the Trax, you're immediately greeted with this very beautiful steering wheel, leather steering wheel. It does come with cruise control. You have your voice activation dials here to call and to drop the call, your source buttons. So we are now inside the Chevy Trax, so it does come with a push start mechanism. So simply put the key here, depress on the brake pedal and press push to start. It does come with an onboard computer. So let's turn on the AC right here. So initial opinion is that it's very simple, but in a way it is still very elegant. So I really like these dials here. They seem like they're all digital as well. It does come with an onboard computer there. The headlight controls are rather interesting because they are here on the left other than being on the stock. So these really remind me of the Euro cars. So nice job for Chevrolet there. One nice feature about this is you press on it and then it pops up. And then that's the time that you could control gauge lights. So simply to lock it back in, just simply put them down. And then for the headlight controls, they do come with an automatic setting, automatic light control on. So that means you don't even have to turn on or turn off your lights. It automatically just senses the daytime or the nighttime and it does it for you. So that I think is a very good feature. And as for the driver's side power controls, they are all power windows, meaning that if you press on them at least once, they automatically go down. The same goes for the front window. The automatic side mirror controls are also here, meaning that if you push this back down, it automatically opens the side mirrors, both left and right, and if you toggle it back down again, it automatically closes them. So this is a good feature for when you're parking in this. As for the gauge, it is also one of the best parts I think for the car, although it does not come with a temperature gauge. Settings are of course here on the right for the wipers and then left for the infotainment and the gauge. So simply going through them, you have your trip to, trip A, your speed. It does come with a digital speedometer. Your average vehicle speed, average fuel consumption, instantaneous fuel consumption, and then your fuel range. So we have here on the right the remaining oil life. This I think is a very good feature, so at least you know when to top up, when not to top up, and when you're still full or not. So for example, this car is 25,000 kilometers and there's still 82 out of 100% of the oil life. So that's a very, very cool feature. I wish some of my cars had it. Down here is your tire pressure. A lot of cars don't even have this. A lot of modern cars don't even have this. And this, you know, the Chevy has it. And it's just really amazing. And I really commend you guys for including this here. As for the Chevy's infotainment, I really commend that they have a very nice head unit here. There's projection, audio, gallery, and phone automatically connects. You have your time here, your temperature, and your date. So it actually looks like a computer. As for the transmission of the Trax, it does come with 6 or 7 speed transmission. The thing I like the most about this is that its manual mode, which is all the way down here, is kind of special compared to other cars because it's not the usual manual mode where you shift to the left and go up and down. This one has a button right here, similar to the supercar. And as for the rear seats of the Trax, it is pretty simple actually, not much to showcase here. So I'm here in the rear passenger seats of the Trax and it's pretty comfortable naman considering I am 5'10", and that the front is pulled all the way back here. And one rather interesting feature of the Trax, really is interesting I might say, because I've never actually seen this in any car. It is not your regular cigarette lighter. It is a 110 or 220 adapter for, let's say, your charger or anything. I do not want to try it. I do not want to risk it. However, really interesting Chevrolet. So this is what I mentioned earlier. You could simply put your stuff here so that it doesn't come all the way down to the trunk. As for the engine of the Trax, here it is. Again, this carries a 1.4 liter engine, very tiny, but it does the job. And I'd like to commend Chevrolet for making things not overly complicated. Everything is reachable here. Everything can be seen and everything can be worked on. So that is it for the engine. Comes one of my most favorite parts of the review. Simply press this down again. The test drive. It does come with a rear view camera. So guys, we are driving the Chevy Trax. So initial thoughts are that the car is very quick. Once you press on the gas pedal, it just accelerates without resistance. And hindi siya magaan. It doesn't feel like the engine is pulling on the car. It all just simply feels like it's all driving into one. The ride is actually nice as well considering it is a small car. Maybe about the same as the EcoSport. And yeah, it's a very simple and small car, yet elegant. And considering that it is a 1.4 engine, the fuel mileage on this is actually pretty nice. It's not like those cars na, for example, the VITARA. Yung VITARA, malakas sa gas yun. I think ang full tank niya would only get you around 250 to 300 kilometers. This one is tested, it gets you around 400 kilometers on its full tank.